Power is never given. It must be taken. Blood alone decides who stands at the summit. Only raw instinct to survive. Run flat out or be torn apart. Nature shows no mercy to the weak. And nature never forgives the weak. On the African savanna, evolution does not hand perfection to everyone. Instead, each predator is granted a single weapon, honed across millions of years to the edge of the absolute. The cheetah is given speed. The lion holds raw power. The leopard has mastered invisibility. And the crocodile, oldest of them all, rules through a patience that knows no end. Four weapons and four ways to kill. Yet the prey is offered no such privilege of choice. It must answer all of them, or become a meal for something stronger. Speed is only the beginning. What follows crushing strength, unseen shadow, and cold, unhurried waiting is what truly decides who will live to see the next dawn. And to understand where this arms race began, the story must return to the oldest weapon on the plains: speed. Dawn spills gold across the Serengeti. A band of brothers, a rare cheetah coalition that rewrites every rule. Their target, an ostrich, taller than they are and twice their weight. Without warning, all three surge in. Their combined weight drags the great bird down. In the end, the strength of the pack has won. The cheetah is a creature built for one purpose alone: to outrun everything that lives. Its entire body, from nose to tail, is an uncompromising work of aerodynamic design. Unlike any other big cat, the males often live in coalitions. Their tactic is a cold, deliberate partnership. One drives the prey straight ahead, while the other cuts across the flank, herding the victim onto a chosen path. The secret to that speed lies in the spine. It flexes and extends like an enormous spring, stretching each stride to 20 feet. That trait, almost unique in the cat world, gives the animal maximum grip as it accelerates. The tail, nearly as long as the body, serves as a living rudder. A cheetah's heart is nearly twice the size in proportion of other cats. It pumps a flood of oxygen to screaming muscles as the chest swells wide and the nostrils flare open. At full flight, the cheetah touches 70 miles an hour. At that velocity, the whole world around it blurs into passing streaks of color. Yet the more staggering number is the acceleration. from a standstill to 60 miles an hour in just 3 seconds quicker than most supercars. That is the true weapon. An instant burst that tears the distance apart before the prey can even react. But every weapon carries its price. A cheetah's body builds heat so fast that after only 20 to 30 seconds, its core temperature reaches a dangerous edge. Even in success, the cheetah is spent after the sprint, in no state to defend its prize. For every 10 kills it makes, roughly 1 is scented on the wind by a lion, a hyena, or a leopard who stroll in to claim it. The cheetah rarely dares to resist, for a small wound can end a hunting life. And yet, in spite of everything, its success rate remains among the highest of all the big cats. Nearly 6 in 10 hunts end in a meal. An adult male weighs between 120 and 160 pounds, the sprint champion, but not the strongest. And the prize the cheetah craves most is a speed champion in its own right. The ostrich, the largest living bird, has taken an evolutionary path, turned upside down. It gave up the sky to rule the ground. Over millions of years, its ancestors traded wings for flight in favor of legs for flight of another kind. Standing nearly 9 feet tall and weighing up to 320 pounds, the ostrich is pure muscle set upon 2 legs. It cannot fly, but it has no need. To the ground is its kingdom. An ostrich eye is the largest of any land animal, nearly 2 inches across. They are larger even than the creature's own brain. From a great distance, no movement escapes that gaze. A single suspicious shape on the horizon is enough to set the whole flock on edge. Sharp sight paired with towering height makes the ostrich the watchtower of the plains. Many grazers linger near ostrich flocks, borrowing those keen eyes as an early warning system. When the breeding season comes, the male guards his nest with absolute ferocity. Each egg weighs around 3 pounds and is the largest of any living species. Long-legged, sharp-eyed, and lethal of kick, the ostrich is a moving fortress that makes the fastest hunter pay for every mistake. Yet speed, however spectacular, is only the lowest rung on the ladder of power. For out there are forces that have no need to run at all. They do not chase the prey. They seize the land itself, command the water, and bend every living thing to their law. The lion is the very embodiment of power on the African savanna. Where the cheetah leans on solitary speed, the lion overwhelms with a weapon of a wholly different kind. It is the strength of the collective and the fear it inspires. No other predator on the plains can spread dread on such a scale. An adult male weighs up to 420 pounds, and his heavy mane is not mere display. That thick collar is armor, shielding the throat in the brutal duels fought over the crown. His roar carries as far as 5 miles, reaching nearly 114 decibels, enough to drown out thunder. It is a declaration of sovereignty, drawing a line no rival dares to cross. Paradoxically, the one who wears the face of power seldom hunts for himself. Most of the heavy labor falls to the females, swifter and far better coordinated. The lionesses carry out the greater share of the pride's hunts. They surround the prey from many directions, driving the victim into an ambush already set. Meanwhile, the males pour their strength into defending the territory and the cubs from rival prides. The true power of the lion lies not in any single individual, but in the pride as a whole. A pride may number 15 members or more, and that unity makes them a force nothing can match. With such strength, the lion achieves what the cheetah can only dream of: control of territory. And whoever controls territory controls the most precious resource on the plains, water. Every living thing must drink. By holding the water holes and the migration corridors, a pride indirectly holds power of life and death over dozens of other species. Even the cheetah must bow to this order. Where territories overlap, the swift one is forced to yield, and often loses its kill to the pride. It is an invisible tax the weaker must pay. The cheetah brings down its prey with speed, but should the lions appear, it can only slip quietly away. The lion needs neither speed nor stealth. It needs only to be present, and the whole savanna adjusts itself to that presence. Yet even an empire has its limits. The strength of a pride is built on numbers, and it works best against prey that flees. The trouble comes when they face a creature that does not flee at all. A mass of flesh, many times heavier, sheathed in a hide that a lion's claws cannot pierce. At the edge of the waterhole, A pair of enormous nostrils breaks the surface of the mud and exhales a long, heavy breath. The ruler of the water has just awakened. And unlike every other prey on the plains, this creature holds no fear of lions. In truth, it is the lions who should be wary. The hippopotamus is often mistaken for a gentle grazer, a lumbering bulk soaking in the mud. Nothing could be further from the truth. This is one of the most aggressive and dangerous animals in all of Africa. That aggression is not for the hunt, but for the defense of its territory and its young. An adult male weighs between 3,500 and 7,000 pounds, the equal of a small truck. Beneath that seemingly clumsy fat lies muscle that can explode in an instant. When the hippo opens its mouth, it gapes almost 180 degrees, bearing canines up to 20 inches long. Its hide, up to 2 inches thick, turns the whole body into living armor. The hippo's skin also secretes a thick, reddish fluid, often mistaken for sweating blood. In truth, it is a natural sunscreen and antiseptic in one, protecting the bare skin beneath a punishing sun. No other animal on Earth produces a fluid so strange. Many assume that such a massive body makes the hippo slow, but that is a fatal mistake. On land, it can charge at 20 miles an hour, fast enough to run down a sprinting human. It is that combination of mass, sudden speed, and volatile temper that makes the hippo the deadliest of Africa's great beasts to humankind. The estimate runs to around 500 lives each year. The dominant male commands a stretch of river, ready to attack anything that trespasses a boat, a crocodile, or a reckless lion. Evening settles in, staining the fringes of the open woodland violet. And from the shadow of the trees, another creature steps warily into view. The kudu appears like a ghost, tall, elegant, moving almost without a sound. This is one of the most stately and wary antelopes in all of Africa. An adult male weighs around 600 pounds and carries spiraling horns up to 6 feet long. Those horns coil in 2.5 perfect turns, at once a weapon and a badge of rank. Yet the kudu's true weapon of survival is not the horns, but the power to vanish. Along its grey-brown coat run thin white stripes, anywhere from 4 to 12, depending on the animal. In the dappled light of the woodland, those stripes shatter the body's outline and dissolve its shape into the leaves. Scientists call this disruptive camouflage. Rather than hiding the animal, the stripes deceive a predator's brain about its true form. Sensing danger, it freezes absolutely, letting a predator's gaze slide past without recognition. Large, funnel-shaped ears swivel constantly, catching every suspicious sound. Keen hearing and smell make up for the moments when leaves steal its sight. But every layer of defense holds one fatal flaw. And for the kudu, that flaw has a name: thirst. To reach the waterhole, the kudu must abandon the cloak of the woodland and step into the open. In the few minutes, it lowers its head to drink. Every sense is scattered, and the body lies exposed to danger. This is the gamble every grazer must place, day after day. At the edge of the woodland, where the canopy weaves patches of dappled sun, a pair of eyes quietly tracks the kudu. Not a muscle moves, and not a sound escapes. The leopard lies pressed to a low branch, its body melting entirely into the shifting play of light and shadow among the leaves. It has watched the kudu for half an hour, weighing every step, every breath. This is the hunter that even lions respect and cheetahs avoid. It is the master of camouflage, the most perfect assassin the plains have ever produced. The third weapon has taken its place, and it survives by a single principle: never be seen. As the noonday sun pours down on the African savanna, most rivals have found shade to rest. The swift one lies panting beneath a tree, and the strongest drowses in the heat. Now is the hour of the silent hunters, when the most dangerous weapon quietly wakes in the full light of day. It does not chase the prey, it lets the prey walk into its own death. The leopard is the embodiment of the third weapon on the plains: invisibility. Where the cheetah trusts in speed and the lion in strength, this hunter chooses a path entirely its own. It is neither the fastest nor the strongest, but the finest at hiding. A male weighs between 130 and 200 pounds, far smaller than a lion. Yet it can haul prey twice its own weight clear up into the branches. That is a hidden strength, compressed within a compact frame of muscle. The leopard's hunting success runs at only about 38%. Still, once it makes a kill, it keeps nearly all of the spoils. By dragging the prey up a tree, it places the meal beyond the reach of lions and hyenas. A leopard can carry a carcass as heavy as itself to the height of several stories. The power of its jaws and neck, pound for pound, surpasses even that of a lion. The leopard is a hunter of dappled light. Its rosette-spotted coat is not for beauty, but a flawless cloak of invisibility among the sunbeams filtering through the leaves. In the blazing light of day, where everything seems laid bare, it still vanishes before the eyes of its prey. Light, which should be the enemy of an ambush hunter, becomes its most loyal ally as it slants through the canopy. The leopard's true weapon is not fang or claw, but the patience of a ghost in broad daylight. To avoid a direct clash with the larger rival, it is forced to hunt in the quietest hours, when the heat drives every enemy into an afternoon sleep. The shade of the leaves is not only a place to hunt, but a place to hide. It is precisely this gift for adaptation that has made the leopard the most successful of the big cats. It survives in savanna, dense forest, high mountains, and even desert margins, where cheetah and lion can scarcely endure. If the three big cats were machines, the cheetah would be a purebred racing car. The lion would be an armored tank, crushing all before it with numbers and strength. And the leopard would be the assassin in the shadows, not the fastest, not the strongest, but the finest survivor of all. It is that very balance that lets it endure where other big cats have already vanished. Yet even the master of camouflage has one adversary it never dares to take lightly. For there exists a species that has faced the leopard across millions of years. It is the baboon, a sworn enemy of the leopard kind. An adult male weighs between 65 and 90 pounds and carries canines up to 2 inches long. Those fangs are longer and sharper than the teeth of many big cats. And in broad daylight, When the view runs wide open, the balance of power tilts entirely their way. Baboons live in large troops, from 50 to more than 100 strong. When a leopard is spotted in daylight, the whole troop turns in an instant from prey into hunter. Alarm calls spread like wildfire, and within seconds the entire troop converges on one point. Under the light of day, the leopard's camouflage loses most of its advantage. But the leopard is cunning. It learns the troop's daily route, waiting for the moment they scatter to feed, so it can isolate the weakest. No leopard dares to hunt baboons in broad daylight. The troop has no idea the danger is near. The leopard lies in the open, yet nothing detects it. A small victory, but one full of meaning. The strength of a baboon troop lies not only in fang and claw, but in social intelligence. The dominant male rules not by muscle alone, but through shrewd alliances. Grooming one another is no mere matter of hygiene, but a political investment. Each session builds trust, cements allies, and shapes the hierarchy of the troop. A baboon with many allies can sometimes overpower rivals far larger and stronger than itself. The African savanna is not a battlefield of chaos, but a machine tuned with exquisite precision. Each predator perfects one weapon. And each prey evolves a shield in answer. The cheetah has speed, so the ostrich has its kick and its stamina. The lion has numbers, so the hippo has its armor and its stubborn will. The leopard has the shadows, so the baboon has intelligence and the troop. No weapon is supreme, and no shield is absolute. This is the arms race of evolution, drawn out across millions of years. Every advance by the hunter drives an advance by the hunted, and the reverse. That race has no finish line and no final champion. It simply goes on, generation after generation, beneath the same sun. The prey that survives today is the lesson for the hunter of tomorrow. Sunlight hammers the Kanga waterhole, pouring liquid fire across the savanna. The dry season has ground on for 7 weeks. Every stream has run dry. Every marsh is nothing but cracked mud. All life on the plains now converges on a single point. Around the murky pool, signs of carnage lie exposed, a wildebeest skull half buried in dried mud, deep claw marks scored into the earth, and vultures perched on skeletal branches overhead. Something reigns here, turning the last source of water into a death trap. Not with the largest fangs, not with the loudest roar. With patience, with strategy, with power passed down through generations, through the bloodline of females. And then, the true rulers of the waterhole emerge. Six lionesses stride from the wall of sun-scorched grass, shoulder to shoulder, eyes sweeping the water's edge like queens surveying their domain. The drinking herds scatter to one side. No males accompany them, none are needed. This is their kingdom. It has always been. Welcome to Nature's Moments, where we explore the grandest secrets of the natural world. On the African savanna, the popular narrative centers on the Lion King, the long-maned male, regal and roaring against the sunset. But the true story is altogether different. Real power on the savanna does not roar. It reigns in silence, flowing through mother's milk, through bonds of blood, through decisions only females are permitted to make. Who truly holds dominion on these plains, and what is the biological price of that power? The answer lies not with a single species. It stretches from Kenya's grasslands to the Ethiopian highlands, from fang and claw to the nursing breast, from the roar to the sneeze. The journey begins here at the dry season waterhole, where the first queens stand guard. In the world of lions, there is a truth seldom told. The females stay, the males leave. A lion pride is built upon the backbone of its females. They are born here, raised here, and die here on the same ground their grandmothers once ruled. Males face a different fate. They are expelled from the pride between 26 and 35 months of age. The mane begins to sprout, and the pride has no room left for them. The exiled males wander the savanna, searching for a new pride to challenge. If fortunate, they seize one. If not, they drift alone, and on the savanna, isolation is a death sentence. But even when a male claims the throne, he is merely a guard hired for the season. His average reign is pitifully short. A younger, more aggressive rival will come, and when he does, the old male is driven out or killed. The females remain. They watch males arrive and depart like wet seasons giving way to dry. The female bloodline is the only constant across every reign. Males may dominate through brute force, but it is the lionesses who sustain the life of the entire dynasty. To bring down a Cape buffalo weighing nearly a ton, they rely not on raw power alone, but on precise coordination. And when the moment strikes, the group launches as one toppling the prey. and crushing its resistance. When the buffalo falls, the male saunters over to claim the first mouthful. But the law of the grassland is clear. Without the huntress's invisible tactics, the so-called king would starve. Beyond territory and food, the females control something far more vital, the survival of the bloodline itself, the right to mate. To ensure successful ovulation, they drive the male to mate dozens of times in a single day. The female decides when it begins, when it ends, and will not hesitate to claw the male until every ounce of his stamina is spent. Any male found wanting is cast out without delay. This is not blind instinct. It is evolutionary filtration. Only the strongest genes pass forward, and the lioness holds the power of life and death over every lineage. And when the cubs arrive, a singular system springs to life, the communal nursery. In a lion pride, every mother nurses every cub regardless of bloodline. Her sisters young, her aunts, her cousins, all share the same milk. This creche ensures that if a mother is killed during a hunt, her cubs survive on milk from the aunts within the pride. No cub is abandoned. The bloodline never breaks. Biological insurance premiums paid in milk, the policy guaranteed by kinship. Researchers have witnessed it firsthand. When lionesses collectively shun a male refusing to mate, to hunt alongside him, to share the kill, he has no choice but to leave. No fight, no bloodshed. Collective exile is the lioness's most formidable weapon. But lions are not the only species where females command the savanna. A wholly different model operates hundreds of miles away, where the Mara River churns brown with the rains. The Mara River in the wet season is no mere waterway. It is a wall thick with silt, churning with hidden currents, and Nile crocodiles over 4 meters long lying in wait on the riverbed. And every year, thousands of elephants must cross it. At the riverbank, the herd halts. 20, 30 individuals line up in silence along the water's edge. Not from fear, but because they are waiting for a decision from a single individual. The matriarch. Weighing nearly 6,000 kilograms, she carries what no other member possesses: 50 years of memory encoded within the largest brain of any land animal on Earth. An elephant's brain weighs 5 kilograms, the heaviest of any terrestrial creature to have walked this planet. Much of that mass concentrates in the hippocampus, the seat of long-term memory. The matriarch remembers everything: where clean water flows in August, which path runs safely through the acacia woodland in winter, which year the river surged without warning. And above all, which crossing point on the Mara will not cost her a calf. No maps, no GPS, only memory, 50 years of knowledge transmitted through behavior, through scent, through footsteps, retraced along the same worn paths. An elephant's feet detect vibrations carried through the ground from the footfalls of herds miles distant, from underground currents beneath the mud, from waves striking the rocky banks. The matriarch tests the bank with one cautious foot: the depth, the firmness, the angle of slope, all processed in a heartbeat by that 5-kilogram brain. Then she decides, not here, half a mile further upstream. The entire herd follows. No one protests, no one hesitates. Because she has never been wrong. Half a century of experience has proven that, measured in the survival of every member of her family, there exists a species on the savanna where the female is not merely larger than the male, she is larger, fiercer, and harbors within her body an anatomical secret no other mammal on Earth possesses. The spotted hyena. In most mammals, males carry higher testosterone than females. In the spotted hyena, that rule is utterly reversed. Female spotted hyenas are flooded with androgens, male sex hormones. The testosterone in their blood runs so high that their bodies develop in ways ordinary biology would never permit. The result: a structure unique in all of mammalian anatomy, a pseudopenis, an elongated clitoris forming a fully developed phallic organ. The female mates through the pseudopenis, urinates through the pseudopenis, and gives birth also through the pseudopenis. The birth canal measures just 2.5 centimeters wide. A newborn averaging 1.5 kilograms must squeeze through that channel to enter the world. The toll is devastating. 15% of first-time mothers die from catastrophic tissue rupture beyond repair. "60% of firstborn cubs perish, suffocated inside that impossibly narrow passage before ever glimpsing sunlight." These figures are not cold statistics. They are the entry fee to a power structure no other species on Earth has dared to pay. Every act of reproduction, in other words, is a deliberate choice made by the female. Every gene entering the next generation passes only with her consent. Within the spotted hyena clan, the power hierarchy reflects this absolutely. Every female outranks every male, including the largest and most powerful in the group. Males must defer even to female cubs. A full-grown male bows before a female barely 6 months old, not from weakness, but because rank here is inscribed in hormones, and hormones decree females reign supreme. The lioness rules through blood, the elephant matriarch through memory, the spotted hyena female through her own body, carved in pain no other species must endure. But if the female hyena commands through the strength of the clan, another species claims dominion through something entirely opposite: absolute solitude. No pack, no allies, no one to share the burden. She hunts alone, raises her young alone, defends them alone. The mother leopard, the loneliest guardian on the savanna. As night descends, a mother leopard slips from her rocky den, dissolving into darkness like a drop of ink in black water. Tonight's quarry, an adult wildebeest prey that can weigh twice as much as the hunter herself. She presses her belly to the earth, advancing step by silent step through the dry grass until only a few meters remain. One explosive lunge and the wildebeest buckles to the ground. But making the kill is only half the battle. Her first task is not to eat, but to drag the carcass up into a tree. Only in the branches above is the prize safe from the lions and hyenas that prowl below. Not every night brings success. Sometimes she returns empty-handed. Sometimes she makes a kill only to lose it to hyenas before she can hoist it skyward. Every failure means less food for the cubs waiting alone in the den. Across the open grasslands, devoid of shade or shelter, another predator survives by a wholly different kind of power. No territory, no pride, nothing but speed. "110 kilometers per hour. From a standstill to maximum velocity in 3 seconds. The cheetah's body is a masterpiece, forged by 40 million years of evolution. Every spinal curve, every elastic muscle fiber, every semi-retractable claw, engineered for one singular purpose: speed. Yet speed is the currency of those who possess nothing else. The female cheetah holds no fixed territory, no pride, no allies. She wanders across vast landscapes, living as a nomad, never lingering long enough to call any place home. And that, paradoxically, is her power. Unlike the lioness, bound for life to her pride, the female cheetah is Africa's only large carnivore capable of breeding year-round. Polyestrous, unbound by season, unswayed by weather or latitude. When she enters oestrus, the female cheetah broadcasts her readiness through scent markers in her urine, drawing male coalitions from miles away. When it is over, the male departs. No lingering, no protection, no parental care. And the cheetah mother begins the loneliest existence among all carnivores, raising cubs alone, surrounded by enemies 3 times her strength and 5 times her weight. Lions steal her kills. Spotted hyenas steal her kills. On the savanna, speed does not always determine the outcome. A cheetah can outrun any prey, but she cannot defy the brutal arithmetic of numbers. Yet the power of this throneless queen lies in what no rival can seize: the freedom to breed at any time, in any place, beholden to no pride, no male, no season. Absolute freedom paid for with absolute solitude. Yet, on the savanna, one species shatters every convention and reverses the power dynamic between the sexes in ways no one could have predicted. The topi. A female topi has exactly 24 hours each year to conceive. One day, one chance. There is no second opportunity. That biological pressure creates a spectacle Charles Darwin himself might have struggled to believe had he witnessed it on the grasslands of Kenya. Across the plains, males claim lek positions, small territorial stages where they display their strength and fitness. But among topi, it is the females who compete. They clash heads, using horns and shoulders to shove rivals from the lek's center where the most coveted males stand. Within those fleeting 24 hours, each female may mate multiple times with different males, a strategy that maximizes genetic diversity for the next generation. The rivalry extends beyond the females. Males holding prime lek positions must fight constantly to defend their advantage. The moment a female drifts toward a neighboring territory, the chance to breed may pass to a rival. Research from the University of Liverpool documented a striking phenomenon. Some males sound false predator alarms when no danger exists whatsoever. The purpose is not to protect the herd. The false alarm makes females pause, grow vigilant, and delay their departure. Even a few extra minutes can tip the balance in the breeding contest. Among topi, the familiar rules are inverted. Females compete for access to the most desirable males, while males employ every tactic to hold their ground against surrounding challenges. And the entire contest can conclude in a single day. Which species do you believe truly holds the greatest power on the savanna? Let nature's moments know in the comments below. From physical might to biological strategy, from solitude to sisterhood, every dimension of female power has now revealed itself. But one dimension surpasses them all: political power. It begins on the savanna, where a predator governs its society through the most unexpected instrument imaginable: a sneeze. The African wild dog, the continent's most successful hunting carnivore, and a species where breeding rights are concentrated almost entirely in a single female. The alpha female, the dominant matriarch. Her very presence suppresses the fertility of other females in the pack, transforming potential rivals into devoted allies. The result? The entire pack, 10, 15, sometimes 20 individuals rallies to raise one single litter. Before each hunt, the pack gathers in an exuberant ritual. They wag their tails, lick each other's muzzles, leap and bound, and fill the air with excited vocalizations. In 2017, a study published in the Proceedings of the Royal Society B revealed something astonishing. African wild dogs vote by sneezing. Each sneeze signals support for the hunt. Once the tally reaches a threshold, the entire pack moves out. Not every vote carries equal weight, however. When a dominant individual initiates, only a few additional sneezes suffice. But if a subordinate proposes, the required count rises significantly. A democracy, yet the influence of the ruling elite still holds sway. Once the pack launches, nearly 80% of their hunts end in a kill. They prevail not through brute force, but through coordination and endurance. After feeding, the adults return to the den and regurgitate food for the pups and any pack members unable to join the chase. Some individuals run dozens of kilometers on a full stomach solely to carry nourishment back to those waiting. In the world of the African wild dog, the next generation always comes first. Pups eat before adults. The young are served ahead of the strong. This is the secret behind the wild dog's success. Not the survival of the fittest individual, but the survival of the collective. Yet across the African savanna, another form of power endures, more subtle, more silent, and at times more effective than raw strength. "3,000 meters above sea level, the Ethiopian highlands. Wind cuts through skin, mist crawls across cliff faces, and night temperatures can plunge toward freezing. This is the domain of the Gelada, Earth's only grass-eating primate, and one of the most extraordinary primate societies ever documented. From a distance, a Gelada band appears to be ruled by the male. The leader is imposing long canines, a golden mane draped across his shoulders like a cape. But physical dominance is only part of the story. The true foundation of Gelada society rests with the females. They bond through maternal kinship, grandmothers, mothers, daughters, and granddaughters, forging alliances that endure a lifetime. Males are different. They arrive from outside and retain their position only as long as the females within the unit accept them. On the chest of every Gelada sits a hairless patch of crimson skin shaped roughly like a heart. In males, the color of this chest patch reflects physiological condition and competitive standing. A healthy male displays a vivid, striking crimson. As age advances or status wanes, the signal gradually fades. And the females notice. They decide who grooms with whom, who sits nearby, and who earns the chance to mate. When their support erodes, the leader's grip on power begins to slip. Then, one day, a challenger appears, younger, stronger, burning with ambition. But winning a physical confrontation alone is not enough to govern a family unit. The new male must still cultivate bonds with each female individually through social interactions that unfold over days or even weeks. In the world of the gelada, fangs and muscle win a male his opportunity. But it is the female's web of alliances that determines how long that power endures. At the opposite extreme stands a species where female power demands not the ultimate sacrifice, but the ultimate trust. The bat-eared fox, a diminutive fox bearing oversized ears so enormous they resemble satellite dishes sprouting from a small cat's head. Those ears are a biological superweapon. They detect sounds. Most creatures cannot perceive dung beetle larvae gnawing roots underground, termites tunneling just centimeters beneath the surface. The female bat-eared fox is the family's primary hunter-queen of the insect realm. Armed with 46 to 50 teeth, more than nearly any terrestrial placental mammal, and a diet dominated by insects, they are the savanna's most efficient pest control operatives. Each night, those ears sweep the ground like living radar, pinpointing prey by sound alone. But after she gives birth, the most remarkable chapter begins. The female continues to leave the den to hunt, rebuilding her body and replenishing the energy reserves that pregnancy drained. The male, meanwhile, assumes the greater share of pup-rearing duties. Not as an assistant, not as an occasional helper. He guards, warms, protects, and watches over the young for the better part of each day. While the female hunts for the entire family, the male becomes the devoted caretaker of the next generation. In the bat-eared fox, female power is not built on absolute control or outright dominance. It is built on trust. Trust that when she leaves the den to hunt, the male will shield her young. Trust that the burden of the family's survival does not rest on a single pair of shoulders. Shared responsibility, shared burden, shared survival. This is a rare form of power in the natural world, one built not on coercion, but on faith between two individuals raising the next generation together. Every system in nature depends on individuals who serve as living connectors. They are not necessarily the strongest, not the largest, and rarely the most conspicuous. Yet they are the repositories of experience, of social bonds, of behaviors accumulated across years of survival. When such an individual disappears, the loss does not end with her. Bonds fracture. Behaviors once transmitted from one generation to the next are severed. Decisions that once guided an entire group's survival find no successor. This is what population statistics can never capture. A population may still exist on paper, yet the social architecture that held it together may have been crumbling for years. Because in nature, life is not sustained by genes alone. It is sustained by memory, by hard-won experience, by cooperation, by relationships that evolution spent millions of years building. And so, conserving wildlife is not merely about preventing a species from vanishing. It is about safeguarding the invisible systems that keep the entire natural world in motion. At Kanga Waterhole, dusk descends once more. The lionesses remain lying close together, eyes half shut, ears still pivoting to capture every sound within a radius of hundreds of meters. The cubs rest at the center, safe in the embrace of aunts, older sisters, and silent queens. No roar, no spectacle, only presence steadfast, unchanging, and more enduring than any male dynasty that has ever ruled this savanna. In the end, nature's most profound truth is not strength, it is continuity. In a world where everything can vanish overnight, life continues to pass from one generation to the next. Without pause, without interruption. And it is that continuity, that invisible foundation, which has held the savanna together through millions of years of upheaval on this ever-changing earth. Thank you for journeying with nature's moments. Countless stories still await tales of strength, sacrifice, and hidden power behind a veil of calm. If you haven't yet subscribed, now is the perfect moment. See you on the next adventure. A roar tears through the dawn across the savanna. 114 decibels, echoing 5 miles through grassland and ancient acacia shadows. And the planet takes note. This is the oldest sovereignty claim on Earth. Millions of years before humanity drew its borders, animals had already established their own primordial kingdoms. They guide the rhythm of existence by the laws of nature, beyond any lines on maps or notions of nations. As the original inhabitants, they have preserved their pure identity through millions of years of evolution, unmoved by the upheavals of the human world. On every continent, these creatures have transcended biological definition to become legends, living souls that represent each territory and each era. But the lion is not the only creature that holds the soul of a continent. 6 worlds, 18 symbols, one remarkable voyage. Welcome to Nature's Moments, where we explore the most extraordinary stories the natural world has to offer. This journey across 6 worlds is, in truth, the most singular portrait of wild life and the final mirror reflecting humanity's most primal nature. Africa, the land of infinite horizons and the primordial heartbeat of the earth. Here, the Great Rift Valley carves geological scars millions of years old, creating a grand stage for life to flourish in radiant abundance. The heart of this continent is the savanna, a vast grassland ecosystem governed by rigorous cycles of rain and drought. Harmony here depends on the ceaseless circulation of water. For tribes like the Maasai, the steppe is both a place of survival and a sacred entity. Amid that space, the lion emerges as the supreme symbol of power, crowned the king of the savanna. This is the only big cat on the planet that chooses to live in groups. That social structure bears the name pride. The bonds within the pride forge a network of mutual support that is astonishingly effective amid harsh conditions. The lion's roar ranks among the most commanding sounds in all of nature. Most mammals possess triangular vocal folds, yet species within the genus Panthera have flat, square-shaped vocal folds. This distinctive shape allows the soft tissue to vibrate with greater intensity while requiring minimal lung pressure. The result? A lion produces thunderous sound while expending remarkably little energy. They deploy that roar to claim territory and project authority before potential rivals. Observe the mane of these leaders, the emblem of noble beauty. Biologically, the mane shields the vulnerable neck during territorial disputes. Its shade and length serve as indicators of health to attract mates. Thousands of years ago, they appeared in the Colosseum of the Roman Empire, where thousands of North African lions were forced to face gladiators. In Maasai culture, confronting a lion was once the ultimate test of a warrior. Today, however, the Lion Guardians program has transformed those lion hunters into their protectors. But they were never evolved to contend with industrial-scale trawling nets, with plastic drifting across every ocean, with habitat vanishing day by day, hour by hour. Warfare among species keeps ecosystems in balance. Warfare against humanity shatters everything. War never ends. From the savanna, where sword-like horns impale the hunter, to the coral reef where clownfish change sex to preserve a kingdom, to the open ocean where an octopus sacrifices an arm to save its life. From the abyss where mother sperm whales form a living wall around their calves, to the surface where 60 orcas bring down the largest creature on the planet. But this very warfare, brutal, relentless, without mercy, is precisely what sustains every ecosystem on Earth. War is not destruction. War is equilibrium. Predators control prey. Prey controls vegetation. Vegetation controls soil and water. Remove a single link and the entire chain collapses. Destruction is creation. Death nourishes life. On this planet, nothing truly ends. It merely transforms. From savanna to abyss, nowhere is peaceful. And it never shall be. Across the entire planet, only one great cat lives in social groups, and only that group dares contest power in ways no other predator has ever attempted. A coalition of 6 males seized 170,000 acres. The new king slaughtered cubs to erase the old bloodline. A dynasty endured for a few years, then collapsed, and the new king rose upon the body of the old. This is the lion, the only species to turn the savanna into a political battleground where every mane, every scar, every roar carries the weight of power. But today's story is not only about power. It is about identity, the force that compels one species sharing the same genome to produce utterly different kings on every stretch of land. Welcome to Nature's Moments, where we explore the most extraordinary stories that nature has written across millions of years of evolution. From the highlands of Tanzania to the Namib Desert, from India's Gir forest to Kenya's savanna, each land has forged an entirely different version of the king. In some places, the crown of mane grows so thick it conceals the shoulders. In others, the mane vanishes entirely, yet the king still reigns. One population once dwindled to just 12 individuals, then resurged to nearly 900. A white variant is so rare that fewer than 13 exist in the wild. One question runs through this entire journey. When the land demands that a king surrender his very crown, what remains? Timbavati, northeastern South Africa, where savanna yields to open woodland and sunlight filtering through the canopy illuminates a coat unlike any lion on earth. White, not albino, the eyes retain pigment, the paw pads hold color. This is leucism, a condition entirely distinct. The cause lies within the TYR gene tyrosinase, where a 260G2A mutation reduces melanin production in the hair shaft. This mutation is recessive. Both parents must carry a copy for offspring to be born with a white coat. The result is a creature of staggering beauty. But in the wild, such beauty is a death sentence. A white coat reflects light, rendering the white lion nearly incapable of camouflage while hunting. On the golden savanna, they stand out like snow in midsummer. Here, identity meets paradox. The very trait that makes the white lion unique is also what threatens its survival. Yet white lions endure, because lions are the only great cat to live in prides, and the pride shields what the individual cannot. When a white lion cannot ambush alone, the pride drives prey toward it. When it is too conspicuous to enemies, the dark-maned lions hold the front line. Still, rarity is unforgiving. Fewer than 13 white lions are estimated to exist in the wild at any given moment. The Global White Lion Protection Trust, headquartered in Timbavati, works to reintroduce individuals bred under conservation conditions back to their ancestral lands. A battle to preserve identity for kings that nature painted in its brightest hue and its most fragile. If the white mane is the rarest, then at the opposite end of the spectrum lies a mane so dark it seems to absorb the night itself. Sunset pours fire across the rim of the Ngorongoro crater, where sheer cliffs encircle a valley spanning 100 square miles amid the Tanzanian highlands. Beneath the dew-laden grass, a dark shape moves slow, commanding, and utterly silent. This is the black-maned lion of Ngorongoro, bearing the thickest, darkest mane in the entire lion world. At an elevation of 6,500 feet, average temperatures hover between 66 and 73 degrees Fahrenheit, markedly cooler than the plains below. And it is precisely that cold which allows the black mane to exist. For the black mane is no ornament, it is a burden. Research by West and Packer in 2002 at the University of Minnesota demonstrated that darker manes correlate directly with higher testosterone, superior health, and greater resilience after injury. But a black mane also absorbs heat. In hot regions, it becomes a curse, draining the lion faster, diminishing its hunting success, and shortening its life. Only at Ngorongoro, where the highland holds cold year-round, does the black mane serve as a crown, not a chain. Experiments using model lion decoys revealed that females consistently preferred darker manes, while rival males avoided them. If Ngorongoro maximizes the black mane, then farther east in Africa, a version of the king has lost something far more significant. Tsavo, Kenya, 3 degrees south of the equator, 8,500 square miles of dense thorn bush, where daytime temperatures routinely exceed 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Here, the mane does not exist. Male Tsavo lions are nearly bald, smooth heads, bare necks, without a single notable strand of mane. Placed beside a Ngorongoro lion, they appear to be two different species. But they are one, same species, same core genome. The only difference, the land. Extreme heat combined with dense thorn bush, where every step means threading through walls of razor-sharp thorns, has stripped the mane from the Tsavo lion. A long mane snags on thorns, absorbs heat, and becomes a liability for survival. Researchers hypothesize that testosterone in Tsavo lions remains high, yet its outward expression has changed completely. The hormone endures. Only the crown has vanished. No mane, but greater agility in dense scrub. No visual signal for rivals, but fewer wounds across treacherous terrain. Tsavo has sculpted a bear king, and that king still reigns. This contrast strikes at the heart of the central question: does identity reside in the mane or in the blood? If Ngorongoro maximizes the black mane and Tsavo erases it altogether, then between these extremes lives a lion population belonging to neither. They inhabit the genetic crossroads of a continent. Ethiopia, the highland where Africa meets the Arabian Peninsula, where northern and southern gene flows once converged, leaving their imprint upon a lion population unlike any other on Earth. DNA microsatellite and mitochondrial analysis reveals that Ethiopian lions are a genetically distinct population, the last bridge between Africa's northern and southern lineages. Their bodies are more compact than those of plains lions. The dark mane near black extends down to the belly, creating an unmistakable silhouette found nowhere else. But uniqueness does not shield them from peril. Only 800 to 1100 individuals remain, fragmented across 3 isolated regions: Babil, Kaffa, and Alatash. Each small population lives in genetic isolation, and with every passing generation, the gene pool narrows further. This is not merely the story of lions losing habitat. This is the story of a genetic bridge fracturing, and when it breaks entirely, a portion of the lion species' identity will vanish forever. Conservationists have proposed classifying Ethiopian lions as a separate management unit, acknowledging that losing them means losing irreplaceable genetic diversity, not merely numbers. But the story of near-total collapse, followed by resurrection, does not belong to Ethiopia. Dusk vanishes abruptly over Ngorongoro. In the darkness, the black-maned pride awakens. They rest between 15 and 20 hours each day. Males may sleep up to 20. This is not laziness. This is an energy strategy. Every calorie stored through the long day is unleashed in those decisive moments when nightfall transforms the savanna into the hunter's stage. A lion's eyes perceive darkness 6 to 8 times better than human eyes, thanks to the tapetum lucidum, a reflective layer behind the retina. Moonlight that appears faint to humans is enough for a lion to read every movement of its prey. Tonight, the target is the African buffalo. A mature bull weighs up to 1,900 pounds. Exceptional individuals can approach 2,000. Fused horns atop the skull form a bony shield called the boss, hard enough to withstand a lion's fangs. This is no easy quarry. This is the most dangerous creature Ngorongoro's lions confront on a regular basis. Their dark manes merging seamlessly into the night, the phantoms of Ngorongoro glide silently upwind. They narrow the distance with infinite patience. The instant the prey lowers its head to graze less than 100 feet away, the pride erupts, arrows tearing through the darkness. The lead hunter seizes the nape, channeling full force into a lethal bite aimed at crushing the trachea before the colossal beast can counter. Life and death are decided in seconds. The buffalo falls. Buffalo are not the only target. Wildebeest are frequent prey on Ngorongoro nights as well. Wildebeest can sprint up to 50 miles per hour, but sustain that pace only briefly. The lion's strategy is not to outrun its prey, but to materialize closer, more suddenly, where the quarry has no time to react. At night, a wildebeest's detection range shrinks dramatically, and that is all a lion needs. Each successful hunt, though rare, roughly 20 to 30%, sustains the entire pride for days. Each failed hunt squanders precious energy, pushing the lions closer to the threshold of starvation. Night hunting is a game of probability, and Ngorongoro's black-maned lions have evolved to tilt the odds in their favor night after night. But individual prowess, however formidable, has its limits. In the lion's world, true power belongs not to the individual, but to the coalition. Sabi Sands, northeastern South Africa, 2006. 6 male lions entered new territory, and the history of the African savanna would never be the same. They were called the Mapogo, named after the Mapogo, a Mathamaga security company in South Africa, a name that evokes order imposed through force. Six members: Makulu, the largest, likely a half-sibling rather than a full brother, roughly 2 years older, alongside Mr. T, Kinky Tail, Pretty Boy, Rasta, and Scar. For 6 years, the Mapogo controlled approximately 170,000 acres, double the average territory held by a lion coalition. An estimated 100 lions were defeated or killed during their expansion. Eight prides of females fell under their dominion. This was no fairy tale of kingship. This was absolute domination built upon a coalition of 6 operating as a single military unit. The Mapogo's strength lay not in any single individual, but in coordination. Six adult males attacking in unison, a force no pride could withstand. But absolute power does not endure forever. Internal conflict began to tear the coalition apart from within. And pressure from outside a younger, hungrier coalition was closing in. The Ma Jingilane, originally 5 males, one killed by the Mapogo in June of 2010. The surviving 4 matured and ultimately replaced the Mapogo, ruling for approximately 8 years until around 2018. The cycle of power, old coalitions fall, new ones rise, is the eternal heartbeat of lion society. But the Mapogo were not the only legendary coalition. Across the continent, another band of brothers wrote their own saga. Maasai Mara, Kenya. 4 males born in 2008 from the Olkiombo Pride: Sikio, Marani, Hunter, and Scarface. The world called them the Musketeers. Scarface, bearing a prominent scar above his right eye, became the emblem of the group. A face that anyone who had watched BBC's Big Cat Diary would recognize in an instant. In 2012, the 4 brothers seized control of the Marsh Pride, one of the world's most celebrated lion prides, filmed continuously by the BBC across decades. They replaced the previous males, Romeo and Claude, and founded a new bloodline, not preserving the old lineage, but imposing a new order, a new generation. The Musketeers' territory extended well beyond the Marsh Pride, encompassing Paradise, Mugoro, Topi Plains, and Rekaro. Scarface died of natural causes in June of 2021, at approximately 13 years of age. A remarkable lifespan for a wild male lion, where the average is only 8 to 10 years. From Mapogo to Musketeers, 2 coalitions, 2 continents, 1 law. The power of a male lion is temporary, measured in years, not decades. And every dynasty ends the same way, replaced by a younger, stronger generation. But while male lions battle over territory and mating rights, another struggle unfolds more quietly, yet no less fiercely. The lioness's battle does not unfold on an open battlefield. It plays out in the distance between den and prey, a distance where every step carries the life or death of the next generation. When a lioness has young cubs, her identity transforms entirely. She is no longer merely the pride's hunter, she becomes a mother. The crèche system, where several lionesses raise cubs communally, forms the very foundation of cub survival. While some mothers hunt, others step-powered. Lion cubs are born nearly blind, weighing less than 4.5 pounds, and wholly dependent on their mother's milk for the first 6 to 8 weeks. During this period, the mother hides her cubs in secluded places, dense thickets, rock caves, cliff crevices, far from the pride. The greatest threat sometimes comes not from enemies beyond the pride, when a new male seizes control, infanticide, the killing of the previous male's cubs, is a stark reality every lioness faces. Defending cubs is not only about fending off enemies, sometimes it means defying the new king himself. When hunting, the lioness therefore targets the lowest risk prey. Warthogs, a common target, yet even warthogs pose danger. An adult's tusks can inflict severe injuries. Lionesses often prioritize young warthogs, minimizing risk while securing energy for their cubs. The supreme rule here is energy. A lioness will abandon a chase after just 50 yards of failed pursuit, refusing to waste a single calorie. This is nature's brutal arithmetic of survival. But on the savanna, hunger is not everything. The true threat also comes from other predators, more cunning and faster than any lion. African wild dogs. Packs of 10 to 20, with stamina-based pursuit and the highest hunt success rate among Africa's large carnivores, roughly 60 to 90%. They pose no threat to adult lions. But for cubs, especially when the mother is away, wild dogs are a genuine peril. A lioness defends her cubs against wild dogs, not with speed, but with sheer ferocity. One swipe, one roar, enough to drive back an entire pack. Size is the decisive advantage in direct confrontation. Lionesses are the true backbone of every pride. They remain for life, while males come and go. They pass hunting knowledge through generations: which territories are safe, which seasons bring abundant prey, which water sources are reliable. The lioness's identity lies not in a mane, nor in territory. It lies in the distance between a predator's jaws and her cubs, and the resolve to never let that distance reach zero. If the male fights to claim a throne, the female fights to preserve a bloodline. Two forms of identity, flowing through one species, yet both male and female share a boundary of power that neither crosses easily. The river, a natural frontier dividing two worlds where two apex rulers meet in stalemate. On the bank, the lion reigns. Beneath the water, the Nile crocodile holds absolute dominion. And at the water's edge, no one is truly safe. The Nile crocodile possesses hardened scales, scutes covering its back and flanks, forming a suit of biological armor. But the belly lacking this armor is its most exposed anatomical weakness. When lions must cross a river to follow migrating herds, to expand territory, or simply to reach water, they are forced to enter the crocodile's domain. This is an interspecies conflict. Not revenge, no complex emotions at play. Simply two apex predators atop the food chain, their territories overlapping at a narrow band of water. Lions typically choose the shallowest crossing, where the current runs weakest, but crocodiles know this too. Both rulers read the terrain, and both wait at the same point. The tension at a river crossing where lions are most vulnerable, where crocodiles are strongest, ranks among the most purely dramatic moments in the natural world. Neither side wins forever. The water boundary endures, and both sides respect it, each in their own way. Where do you think the lion's true identity lies? In its mane, its strength, or its territory? Share your thoughts in the comments below. But all these battles, the night hunts, power coalitions, maternal instinct, the water's edge, unfold across generous lands, where rain still falls, where prey remains plentiful. But when the land takes everything, when rain ceases, prey vanishes, and the coastline holds nothing but bones, can a lion still be a lion? Kunene, northwestern Namibia. Average rainfall less than 2 inches per year. Some coastal stretches receive just half an inch. This is one of the driest places on Earth where lions still survive. No migrating herds of wildebeest. No endless grasslands. No shade trees to shelter beneath at midday. Only sand, rock, and an empty horizon. The Namib desert lion is the most extreme test of identity. When the land strips away everything a lion needs, prey, water, shade, what remains? The answer: adapt or vanish. Lions here cover greater distances than any population in Africa, sometimes more than 30 miles in a single night, searching for prey scattered across vast expanses. The Sahara, 3.5 million square miles stretching from the Atlantic to the Red Sea. The largest desert on Earth, where daytime temperatures can exceed 120 degrees Fahrenheit and nights plunge below freezing. Lions once lived here. Then they disappeared, driven out by desertification and humanity. But the desert is not empty. The species that endure here have answered the question of identity in their own way. The dromedary, the one-humped camel, originating from the Arabian Peninsula, domesticated roughly 3,000 to 4,000 years ago. The hump stores fat, not water, a truth many still mistake. The camel's body is an engineering triumph against heat. Core temperature fluctuates between 93 and 108 degrees Fahrenheit, adaptive heterothermy, minimizing sweating and conserving water. When dehydrated, a dromedary can drink between 30 and 37 gallons in a single session. Yet, even the camel, so perfectly adapted, still needs humans. And humans need the camel, an identity shaped by symbiosis not unlike the Gyr lion's bond with the Maldhari community. But not every species has a partner. In the heart of the Sahara, one species is counting down its final individuals. The addax, the screw-horned antelope, a survivor that never needs to drink, drawing all moisture from vegetation and night dew. Horns measuring 28 to 33 inches on males, elegantly spiraled, serving as both weapon and heat dissipation tool. Fewer than 100 wild addax remain scattered between Niger and Chad. IUCN classification: critically endangered. Addax disperse seeds through dung and enrich soil by digging for plant roots. Losing the addax means losing not just a species, but a vital link in an already fragile desert ecosystem. Fewer than 100. A number so small that every individual carries a name in conservation records. Every death is counted. Every calf born is a statistical miracle. The addax's identity, the ability to live without water, the spiraling horns, the white heat-reflecting coat carried it through millions of years. But identity cannot stop bullets or the off-road vehicles of poachers. Sunset once again sets the vast African savanna ablaze. The wild sovereign stands in silence across the plains, beneath skies where its ancestors roared through thousands of generations. Nature has always been unforgiving. When survival demands that kings shed their proud outer crowns, what defines them is no longer the mane but the killer instinct and an unbreakable will. Identity lies not in appearance, but in blood. And that wild bloodline will flow on so long as there remains a kingdom for them to belong to. Thank you for joining Nature's Moments. The natural world holds countless stories still waiting to be told. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, now is the perfect time. See you in the next story. Dawn blazes across the boundless grasslands, a kingdom where time is not measured in minutes but in a prey animal's final breaths. At the heart of this legendary land, an empire reigns. But its grandeur has always come at the brutal cost of survival. The lion, undisputed sovereign of these sun-scorched plains, possesses not merely raw muscular power, but carries the weight of an entire royal bloodline. The dominant male stands atop a rocky outcrop, his mane rippling in the wind like a banner of absolute authority, scanning the horizon with unwavering vigilance. His scent marks every blade of grass, an invisible signature reminding all trespassers of the price they would pay. His territory stretches across dozens of square miles, land where every inch must be defended with blood. In the shadows of brittle thornbush, young challengers lurk in silence. They wait, patient, cold-blooded. The average reign of a dominant male lasts just 2 to 3 years before a younger, stronger generation arrives to replace him. His roar carries up to 5 miles through the still night air, a declaration of sovereignty that every creature must heed. But the true power of this dynasty lies with the huntress's silent silhouettes moving through the tall grass with terrifying patience. They hunt in coordinated groups, each lioness occupying a specific tactical position, like players on a field, moving in concert without a word. Hunger is an unforgiving teacher. It drives them to execute high-risk pursuit strategies beneath the scorching sun of the dark continent. Their success rate hovers around just 25%, meaning 3 out of every 4 hunts end in failure. But failure never stops them from trying again. Not far away, a family of warthogs forages diligently in the damp soil, entirely unaware of the death sentence hanging over their heads. The scent of freshly turned earth is enticing, but it is also the very signal that betrays their location. The African warthog possesses razor-sharp tusks and survival instincts honed over millions of years of evolution. Their lower tusks sharpen themselves with every opening and closing of the jaw, a perpetual blade forged by nature's own design. The mother leads her young with extreme caution, her ears rotating constantly to catch the faintest tremors of approaching danger. When fleeing, their tails stand bolt upright like signal flags, a follow me beacon, ensuring the piglets never lose their way. Despite their small stature, warthogs can reach speeds of 30 miles per hour, fast enough to outrun most predators if detected in time. Silence here is often a deceiving illusion. It conceals a storm about to break from behind the dusty thickets. The lionesses have closed in, muscles coiled beneath golden hides, each step as weightless as the air itself. Their coordination is a masterpiece of military strategy, an invisible trap tightening with every second. One cuts off the northern escape route, while a second closes in from the east, leaving no way out. When the distance narrows enough to feel the prey's breath, silence is torn apart by a threatening roar and a cloud of red dust. The attack is over in an instant. A display of killer instinct refined across 1,000 generations. A precise lunge ends all hope of resistance. Leaving a haunting silence across the vast grassland. On this land, the sacrifice of one life is the price paid for the survival of another in nature's unending cycle. The piglets flee in terror toward the burrow, reversing in so their tusks face outward, their very first lesson in the art of defense. And from the shadows, the glinting eyes of hyenas watch and wait, ready to claim whatever remains. As the shadow of the hunt fades, a harsh social order reveals itself under the midday sun. The feast of the sovereign is never a fair or peaceful affair. The male lion approaches with full majesty, using sheer dominance to claim first rights over the freshly fallen prey. This is the privilege of the one who holds power over life and death, an immutable law that has maintained royal bloodlines for centuries. The females must wait their turn, despite being the ones who sweated and bled in the hunt. Yet the scent of blood and fresh meat quickly rouses other opportunists across the plain. Spotted hyenas, predators brimming with cunning, are gathering in the shade of ancient acacia trees. Hyenas are far more than scavengers, as many believe they are formidable hunters in their own right, securing up to 70% of their food through their own kills. Their wild, cackling laughter echoes across the landscape, not joy, but a psychological tactic probing the patience of opponents. They do not rush in, but wait for the smallest opening to seize another's hard-won prize. The standoff between apex hunters and nature's cleanup crew is a battle of wits that has played out for millions of years. Meanwhile, another story begins quieter, but no less heartbreaking. The orphaned warthog piglets, now utterly alone, search desperately for shelter in dark earthen hollows. Without their mother's protection, primal instinct is their only compass between the boundary of life and death. They must learn to tell the sound of wind through dry grass from the footsteps of a stalking enemy. Their survival depends entirely on the speed of their adaptation and the unyielding perseverance encoded in their bloodline. The grassland never has room for weakness, but it always offers a chance to those who rise from loss. Yet what comes next will prove that no throne lasts forever. The reign of a male lion is never built on a foundation of permanent safety. The arrival of nomadic males from distant lands carries the pungent scent of rebellion. They observe from afar, measuring the strength of the current sovereign through every labored breath and heavy step. A battle for power is about to erupt, where fangs and courage will decide who controls the future of the pride. Glory is but a fleeting moment. Challenge never ends. And yet, surrounding the continents of our world lies a kingdom far greater in scale and far more merciless. A realm where the raw, elemental power of water dictates every boundary of existence. To truly witness the thinnest edge between life and death, we must leave behind the warm earth of the African continent. Come with us now into the cold, the dark, and the utterly unforgiving depths of the brutal Pacific. A dark shape rockets upward from the abyss. In less than 2 seconds, triangular teeth shatter the surface and seize a seal swimming above. The breach of a great white shark, violent, precise, merciless. This is not an action sequence from a film. This is breakfast. And it happens every single day, in an ocean that covers more than 1/3 of our planet's surface. The Pacific Ocean. 64 million square miles of water stretching from the Arctic to the Antarctic, from Asia to the Americas, larger than the total landmass of the entire globe combined. Nearly 10 times the area of Russia, the largest country on Earth. And that entire body of water is in constant motion, constantly changing, constantly sustaining millions of species. Ferdinand Magellan named it Pacific, peaceful, when he crossed it in 1520. But the name is a grand deception. Beneath that seemingly tranquil surface lies a vast aquatic desert, where there is no bush to hide behind, no cave to shelter in. Every creature must move without ceasing, hunt without rest, flee without pause. The average depth exceeds 13,000 feet. The deepest point, the Mariana Trench, plunges to nearly 36,000 feet, a place sunlight has never reached. From surface to abyssal floor, the Pacific holds more than half of all the ocean water on the planet. A three-dimensional world with no walls, no fences, and nowhere that is truly safe. Every species is simultaneously predator and prey. A shadow 6.5 yards long, 2 tons of muscle, 300 teeth. The great white shark. The great white is a masterpiece, sculpted by 400 million years of evolution. A torpedo-shaped body, skin covered in microscopic tooth-like scales hard as armor, slicing through water with near-zero drag. Dark grey above, pure white below, a flawless camouflage system known as counter-shading. From above, it melts into the blackness of the deep ocean floor. From below, it vanishes into the sunlit surface. The prey never sees it coming. Its hunting strategy is devastatingly simple. Ambush from below. It descends into the darkness, lies in wait, then launches vertically with explosive speed reaching 25 miles per hour. The force of the breach is so immense that the entire 2-ton body clears the surface, a terrifying aerial assault that leaves a seal with virtually no time to react. That moment, from the instant the shark leaves the deep to the instant the jaws snap shut, unfolds in less than 1 second, faster than the prey's own reflexes. But speed is only one component of this machine. Along the snout of the great white, thousands of tiny pores house sensory organs called the ampullae of Lorenzini, capable of detecting electrical impulses as faint as 1/1000th of a volt, generated by the muscles of nearby prey. Even when the prey lies perfectly still, its heartbeat emits an electrical signature, and the great white reads it. Vision, hearing, electroreception, touch. The great white shark is a complete early warning system honed by 400 million years of evolution. It existed before the dinosaurs, before the trees. Its auditory system detects low-frequency vibrations from over a mile away. An ultra-wide field of vision eyes positioned on either side of the head scans nearly the entire surrounding space. Its teeth, roughly 300 active at any given time, arranged in 5 to 7 rows, are serrated triangular blades. And they never go dull. Old teeth fall out, new ones grow in continuously throughout the shark's lifetime. Up to 3,000 in a single life. With large prey such as elephant seals or sea turtles, the great white does not bite to kill immediately. It employs a tactic known as the investigatory bite, One deep, devastating strike, then it retreats. It waits for the victim to bleed, to weaken. Then it returns to finish, cold, calculated. No energy wasted. This is not blind instinct. This is strategy. Off the coast of Guadalupe Island, Mexico, researchers have observed great whites returning to the same hunting grounds year after year, evidence of a remarkable spatial memory. Each great white possesses a unique pattern along the trailing edge of its dorsal fin, like a fingerprint. This allows scientists to identify and track individual sharks across decades. The great white is a solitary creature. It does not hunt in packs. It does not share territory. The world of the great white is one of calculated solitude. No allies, no family, only itself and the sea. But even the apex of the food chain has something to fear. The orca, the killer whale, when orcas appear, great whites vanish. Not a tactical retreat, a flight. Researchers have documented the phenomenon. After an orca kills a great white and consumes its liver, a massive organ, rich in oil, accounting for roughly 1/4 of the shark's total body weight, the entire local population of great whites abandons the area and does not return for weeks. The creature that sows terror, it turns out, knows terror itself. At the edge of a coral reef, the shadow of a great white glides past. Below, a creature 20 times smaller senses the threat through vibrations in the water, through the darkness sweeping overhead. A hawksbill turtle stops feeding and begins to flee. The hawksbill, one of the most beautiful and most critically endangered sea turtles on Earth. IUCN classification: critically endangered. Its shell, a breathtaking mosaic of amber and deep brown, was once the very thing that drove humanity to hunt it for centuries. A mature adult weighs roughly 175 pounds, with a shell measuring 26 to 37 inches in length. Minuscule compared to any of its enemies: great whites, tiger sharks, bull sharks, saltwater crocodiles. But it possesses something its predators do not: the ability to thread through crevices in the reef that no large creature can follow. A flattened body, a thin shell, and two pairs of flippers equipped with sharp claws, allowing it to grip rock and haul itself into the narrowest gaps in the coral. The hawksbill also plays a vital ecological role. It feeds almost exclusively on sponges, organisms that most other species cannot digest due to their toxicity. By controlling sponge populations, the hawksbill helps maintain the health of the coral reef. If sponges proliferate unchecked, they smother the coral, killing the entire ecosystem. A species teetering on the edge of extinction, whose disappearance could trigger the collapse of coral reefs across the Pacific. And there is one particularly extraordinary detail. The sex of hatchlings is determined entirely by the temperature of the sand in which the eggs incubate. Warm sand produces females. Cool sand produces males. As global temperatures rise, the ratio tilts ever more dramatically toward females, threatening the long-term reproductive viability of the entire species. When nesting season arrives, the gauntlet becomes longer than ever. Only 1 in 1,000 hatchlings survives to adulthood. One in 1,000. And those that do survive will repeat that epic journey for the rest of their lives, alone. But not every species in the Pacific fights alone. A few hundred miles from the Hawksbill's reef, a strange sound resonates beneath the waves, thousands of high-frequency clicks interspersed with distinctive whistles. A pod of bottlenose dolphins is assembling, and they are not fleeing, they are preparing for battle. Measuring 7 to 13 feet in length, weighing 330 to 1,430 pounds, the bottlenose dolphin is the perfect antithesis of the hawksbill turtle. Where the hawksbill is solitary, dolphins live in groups from a few dozen to several thousand individuals. Where the hawksbill flees, the dolphin stands and fights. Their brain is among the largest relative to body size in the entire animal kingdom. And that brain is equipped with echolocation from the melon on the forehead. The dolphin emits high-frequency clicks. Sound waves fire outward, bounce off objects, return through the lower jaw, and assemble into a three-dimensional acoustic map. They see with sound in murky water, in total darkness. Echolocation never fails. But what is even more extraordinary is the signature whistle. Each dolphin possesses a unique call, distinct from every other individual. It is their name. Members of the pod call one another by name. When danger strikes, they whistle their names in warning. A society with language, with individual identity, with collective tactics. When they locate a school of fish, bottlenose dolphins do not simply charge in. They take turns, each dolphin surging forward, using its powerful tail fluke to stun the fish before swallowing them whole. Every dolphin assumes a specific role: the herder, the encircler, the striker. And they rotate, ensuring every member of the pod is fed. A complete military strategy executed by creatures with no hands, no weapons, only intelligence and mutual trust. When a dolphin is injured or ill, the pod does not abandon it. They support the wounded member at the surface so it can breathe, sometimes for hours at a stretch. In certain populations in Shark Bay, Australia, dolphins wrap their snouts in sea sponges when probing the sandy seabed for fish, a tool-use behavior passed down from mother to offspring across generations. Dolphin society operates on a fission-fusion model, groups constantly splitting apart and merging back together, fluid as the water itself. There is no fixed territory. When food is plentiful, groups merge into superpods. When food grows scarce, they break into smaller units to reduce competition. The orca, the killer whale, belongs to the same suborder, Odontoceti, as the dolphin, but is 3 times larger and hunts with even greater organization. When orcas appear, bottlenose dolphins close ranks, form a defensive formation, and if possible, flee. Same lineage, same intelligence, different size. And in the ocean, size is still the ultimate currency. And perhaps the most astonishing detail of all, the bottlenose dolphin never truly sleeps. It practices unihemispheric sleep, resting only one half of the brain at a time, keeping one eye open, always scanning for predators. A creature that is never fully off guard, because in this ocean, closing both eyes may be the last thing you ever do. The survivor in the Pacific is not the strongest, nor the fastest. It is the one that cooperates best. But in this ocean, whether you hide or fight, whether you are tiny or colossal, fear never ends. Because even the giant creatures weighing tons, stretching yards upon yards, must be afraid. At a depth exceeding 1,000 feet, where sunlight is nothing more than a fading memory, a colossal silhouette glides through the silence. Two wings spanning 23 to 30 feet wider than the wingspan of any bird alive. The manta ray, the gentle giant of the ocean, weighing over 2 tons, it is one of the largest fish on the planet. But unlike the great white, the manta ray has no serrated teeth, no venom, no offensive weaponry. It is a filter feeder, a creature that sieves the sea. It possesses the largest brain of any cold-blooded fish, a brain-to-body ratio that dwarfs those of all sharks, tuna, and swordfish. Long-term memory. Complex social behavior at cleaning stations where small fish remove parasites from its skin and mantas queue in orderly lines as though they understand the very concept of waiting one's turn. Some studies suggest that the manta ray may recognize its own reflection, a cognitive feat so rare it is shared only by great apes, dolphins, and elephants. A lifespan of 40 to 45 years longer than many species of shark. When feeding, the manta performs a barrel roll, spinning continuously through the water column to maximize the volume of plankton filtered through its gaping mouth. Sometimes multiple individuals align in sequence, forming a feeding chain to exploit dense plankton blooms. The currents generated by those enormous wings are powerful enough to sweep along small fish, shrimp, and even divers who venture too close. But there is one final predator, one that stands outside every food chain, threatened by no species, yet threatening them all. This predator has no fins, no fangs, no ampullae of Lorenzini. The ultimate predator is us. The hawksbill turtle, critically endangered. Its amber shell is still traded on the black market. Its nesting beaches are swallowed by resorts and drowned in artificial light that disorients hatchlings. The bottlenose dolphin, thousands perish each year as bycatch, entangled in trawling nets, accidental deaths that no species has evolved quickly enough to avoid. The manta ray, listed as threatened under the United States Endangered Species Act. Its gill rakers are harvested for traditional medicine, despite zero scientific evidence of any efficacy. The great white shark, tens of millions killed every year, the vast majority for their fins alone. A single bowl of shark fin soup is erasing the apex predator of the ocean. The Pacific is under siege from overfishing. Fish stocks depleted faster than they can replenish. Millions of tons of plastic drift across the surface and sink to the seabed, infiltrating the food chain from plankton to whale. Plastic, the invisible enemy. A single piece fragments into millions of microplastic particles, mistaken for plankton, ingested by small fish, accumulating in the bodies of large predators, and ultimately arriving on our own dinner plates. Climate change is not merely altering temperature, it is redirecting ocean currents, shifting where plankton congregates, redrawing the entire map of migration. When the foundation of the food chain shifts, the entire ecosystem falters. Oil spills, ocean acidification. Rising water temperatures trigger mass coral bleaching, the homes of thousands of species vanishing in a matter of weeks. The ultimate predator has no fins, no teeth. Yet its destructive power surpasses anything the ocean has witnessed in 300 million years. And nothing escapes. But the Pacific is also telling another story, one of recovery. The elephant seals have returned. Marine protected areas are expanding. In Raja Ampat, Indonesia, the beating heart of Pacific biodiversity, indigenous communities have established no fishing zones. Manta rays have returned. Coral is regenerating. Sharks are reappearing. Living proof that when humanity becomes a guardian instead of a hunter, the ocean answers. Remove the great white and ray populations explode. Rays devour the scallops. Fishermen lose their livelihoods. Every link removed from the chain triggers consequences no one can foresee. The question is not whether nature can recover. Nature always can if given the chance. The question is whether we will give it that chance. Every drop of water holds a story. Every creature is a link, and the chain is only as strong as its weakest one. If we break that link, the entire chain collapses. If we hold it, the ocean will continue telling its story, as it has for hundreds of millions of years.